So, mine's kind of luck, but it's bad luck, and it's kind of horror story mixed in. So, that's kind of fun. So, has anyone heard of the abandoned turnpike tunnels in Fulton County? I got some hands. Oh, man. All right. So, if you haven't heard of them, close your ears now, because you're never going to want to visit them after this little escapade. So, I grew up in Fulton County, Pennsylvania, where these are at, and that county is really only known for one thing, and that's that we're the only county in Pennsylvania to have more cows than people. We are very proud of that fact for whatever reason, but that's our claim to fame. So this story stems from a night when I went to go hang out with my three friends who lived back there. They're three brothers. Last name is Stoner. We took a mission trip out to Colorado. You can imagine just the jokes. So it's fun. So unfortunately, that's probably the funniest part of this story. So we decided, okay, it's like 10 at night. I get off work at like 8, so let's go to the turnpike tunnels and like explore. So we get there. It's like a mile to the tunnel, and then the tunnel's a mile long. So we're like walking through. People graffiti the crap out of these tunnels, and there's like we're admiring all the
Artwork.
Okay, about half. The rest is just very phallic. It's not enjoyable. So we're enjoying our walkthrough, and to give some context to the time of year, this is like kind of late summer, like August-ish, and it hadn't rained for a while. I know that's weird to think about because we had that huge rain like last year, but it hadn't rained for a good while at this point. So we're expecting like pretty dry conditions. We're getting through about halfway through the tunnel. We're starting to see the other end a little bit with our flashlights, and we notice that the end of the tunnel, the floor's wet. And it's like, okay, that's weird. Like, okay, it's a mountain, so water, groundwater comes down through the mountain. Maybe that's where this is coming from. But like the rest of the tunnel wasn't wet, so that was odd. So as we're walking through, we're getting closer. We're about 100 yards off, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's probably just some water coming down. About 50 yards away. Oh man, that's like a lot of water. That's kind of weird. 25 yards from the opposite entrance from when we came in, look down. Oh, that's blood. There's blood and what we can only assume are animal parts. So yeah, we did the like the Scooby-Doo, like running in midair for like 5 seconds and then breaking it. That was us. It was pretty. I'll get some theories here in a second, but yeah. So it was pretty terrifying, as you can imagine. This is 10 at night. Nobody knows we're here except us. Also, we're not like armed or anything. We had like cheap pocket knives because we're like 18 and then 17 and then 16. So yeah. So we're like booking it down this tunnel. We get about halfway and we're like, okay, the coast is clear. Like anyone who was there is probably not going to mess with us. And then a flashlight kicks on down where we just were. And it's looking down and it's looking at us. And it's looking down and back at us. So naturally we get our second wind and we start booking it again. The flashlights did not help at this point. We're kind of going off of echoes from the walls because we don't really have time to shine them and we don't really want people to know we're there. So we book it probably the next mile and a half all the way back to my friend's Jeep, and we just peel out of there like Bo Duke. It's hilarious. Here's our theories. Theory number 1, drug deal gone bad. I don't know why you would gut someone after this, but I mean, I don't know how drug deals work. I grew up in Fulton County, so. Theory number 2, murder scene. Maybe, I don't know. We didn't hear anything in the news about any missing persons, so if it was probably out of town. Third theory, poacher. Probably a poacher. They use crossbows, so it's quiet. They like to hide like wherever they like kill their deer, so it's probably what it was. If it's not, and this ever comes up in a police report, this is a joke, just so you know, camera. But yeah, other than that, that's what I got. So, yeah.